A chill is in the air and the Halloween spirit is taking over Texas Tech. Coming up, MCTV's Aiden Wasson stopped by the sub earlier this week to find out how the Tech community invited children of all ages to campus to celebrate a little early.
Ghosts, vampires, and werewolves may not be enough to frighten some students, but the sight of a needle might just do the trick. Find out how Red Raiders faced their fears and prepared themselves for a threat much worse than a Halloween scare.
And orange may be one of the most popular colors of the fall, but several group of competitors are putting on the red and black as they hope to celebrate the spooky season with another W in the win column. MCTV's Elliott Welch has a look at Tech Athletics' Halloween weekend schedule and the latest details on Major League Baseball's Fall Classic.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Jasmine Khalil.
And I'm Sofia Bueno. The most terrifying day on the calendar is only a day away, and many students are getting ready to enjoy a night of spooky fun.
But leading up to the actual holiday, the Texas Tech campus has been getting into the Halloween spirit with several haunted events, including one that focused less on fear and a lot more on fun for some younger members of the Red Raider community. MCTV's Aiden Wasson has more.
What's your favorite candy?
Probably Twix. Bubble gum. Same gum.
With Halloween in a couple days, kids looking to score some candy early headed to the sub for an annual tradition. Tech or Treat took place on Tuesday night, giving families the opportunity to enjoy a spooky good time courtesy of Texas Tech. Jane Gentilis, the SAB nightlife coordinator, says the event is a great way for the local community to get into the spirit of Halloween.
They bring people together because it's a lot of it's like a whole day of just a bunch of different communities just gathered in one place. So you can learn a lot about Lubbock, you can learn a lot about Tech, all the organizations that are here that you might not have known about, and you get some candy out of it too. You meet some new people, you get dressed up in some costumes, have fun, and just spend the entire day just walking around the Student Union building.
Gentilis helped run Tech or Treat, encouraging student organizations to give back to the Lubbock community. Red Raiders hosted games, painted faces, put on temporary tattoos, and gave away prizes for kids to enjoy.
It makes me really happy to see that Tech is a place that families can come to and have a lot of fun and just socialize over here, and I'm glad that we're a part of that.
Tech or Treat has so many fun games and activities, and I want to join on the fun and try a game myself. Well, maybe I should stick to reporting, but the games here are so much fun, but they're just a little bit more than simple fun. They're meant to bring the community of Lubbock together.
I think it's a great opportunity, especially if you've never been and you have the opportunity to take your kid out to kind of explore what Texas Tech has to offer, even if it's just from a spectator standpoint. Gets the doors open for some people who probably don't have college, university on their radar. Plus, they're bringing their kid. Hopefully, it's inspiring and motivating for them. But for a Halloween event, it's an excellent opportunity.
Nicholas says events like Tech or Treat have a great impact on his impression of Texas Tech, especially as a former student.
It's huge, especially not just being a Texas Tech alum student. It's part of our community. It's part of being a member of a resident of Lubbock. This is where we work. This is where we live. We're all diehard Tech fans. So who doesn't want to come back to campus?
For MCTV, I'm Aiden Wasson.
Not all of this week's events and activities have been focusing on Halloween, but one option still had an element of fear for some participants, even though the end result could help them feel a lot more healthy and happy. Starting yesterday, all of the members of the Texas Tech community could stop by the sub's glass tower to get flu and COVID-19 vaccines. United Supermarkets Pharmacy hosted the vaccine clinic, packing up supplies and then setting up in the sub at 10 a.m. The clinic provided a convenient option for students, faculty, and staff to prepare for the colder months, when diseases spread faster. Each participant had to bring a copy of their insurance card, but after that, vaccines were free for most Red Raiders. The clinic ran until 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon, and again today from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., but there's currently no other flu or COVID vaccine clinics scheduled on campus. However, all United Supermarkets pharmacies can administer flu and COVID shots, and students can also access vaccines through the Student Wellness Center. If you would like more information on the vaccines available through the Student Wellness Center and schedule an appointment, contact Student Health Services at 806-743-2848.
With Halloween coming to an end tomorrow night, the holiday season starts for many this weekend. Even though most Red Raiders are looking forward to celebrating the season with their loved ones, others look forward to a time of giving back to the local community. With that in mind, the University Career Center hosted the fall edition of the nonprofit job fair in the Sub Courtyard. Yesterday's biannual event featured representatives from more than 20 different groups and organizations who stopped by campus to meet with Red Raiders. Students could learn more about various options such as internships, practicum experiences, and event full-time employment. And even though some of the opportunities may fall outside of a student's field of study, UCC Career Development Specialist Angie Haney says there's a lot of benefits to working outside of the corporate world.
The main thing I hope that they learn is that just because it's a nonprofit doesn't mean that there's not much opportunity, because there's tons of opportunity in the nonprofit world, and along with the rewards that you get just from being a part of it. And so you can make money, you can have fun, you can connect with lots of people if you need help and need resources, and it's just really meaningful work.
Attendees at yesterday's fair were also informed about upcoming volunteer options, as many organizations experience an increase in demand during the holiday season. Wednesday's event finished up at 2 p.m., but if you didn't make it and are still interested in opportunities before December, the University Career Center is here to help. For more information on all the resources available through the UCC, visit careercenter.ttu.edu.
There's been a noticeable change in the weather this week. The temperatures. On Monday, the Lubbock area experienced highs in the low 80s, but by Tuesday, temperatures dropped 15 degrees, with a high of only 67 here in the hub city.
The drop in temperatures continued into early Wednesday morning, as lows fell into the 30s for the first time this fall. And today, we reached another seasonal milestone, not long before students prepared to head to 8 a.m. classes. Weather specialist Elisabeth Herring joins us now with the details on that milestone and what's ahead for this weekend and today's MCTV forecast. Elizabeth?
Yeah, well, it definitely was a cooler day yesterday. I know that caught some of y'all off guard. I saw some of y'all in shorts and sandals. Cooler day, cooler night. We actually saw our first freeze here locally in Lubbock early this morning. It is around average for this time of year. We usually see our first freeze here in the South Plains sometime around Halloween, so fell right on time this morning at 6:10 a.m. We hit 32 degrees at the Lubbock International Airport, so I'm sure you noticed that change walking to class. As far as future freezing temperature goes for this weekend, next week, tonight we have a low chance of freezing temperatures with highs in the upper 30s. We can't rule out freezing temperatures, but as we head into the weekend and into it next week, that chance drastically declines, and it looks like we'll be waiting a little bit longer to see some more freezing temperatures here in Lubbock. Tonight across the South Plains, some of that northwest area still seeing freezing temperatures and then getting warmer as we get off the Caprock here around the Lubbock area and the upper 30s tonight. Tomorrow, warming up to 70s and upper 60s for a few of us hanging on, and off the Caprock, warmer, maybe upper 70s in areas like Jayden, Aspermont, Spur, but looking like a nice day tomorrow as well. Tonight here locally in Lubbock, low of 38 tomorrow. Beautiful 74 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Slight breeze at 14 miles an hour. As we head into our weekend, Saturday dropping a little bit, high of 65, but still sunny skies, so keeping it a little bit warmer. Sunday, high of 75, and then we warm right back up as we head into next week into the lower 80s for Monday and Tuesday, as well as Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures as far as high goes next week, pretty consistent, lows in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Well, Friday is Halloween, going to be a gorgeous day during the day with highs in the mid-70s. Around 7 o'clock, right when Halloween plan's starting, around 67 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. So, of course, as the night goes on, it is going to get cooler. So, light jacket, light sweater might be a good idea, or dress your costume accordingly. I'm Elizabeth, and it's back to y'all.
Thanks, Elizabeth. The recent change in temperatures have caused several area events to move indoors to stay out of the cold, but that's not the case for one group of Red Raider competitors.
The Texas Tech women's soccer team is preparing to brave the cooler conditions for their last outing of the regular season, but they aren't the only Texas Tech team on the schedule this week. MCTV's Elliott Welch joins us with a preview of the upcoming action in sports. Elliott?
Thank you, Sophia and Jasmine. This upcoming Halloween weekend at Texas Tech Athletics features just 2 major games, but believe me when I tell you, you won't want to miss them. In other news, MLB is wrapping up its season with a bang, and I'll bring you the latest on a World Series that's shaping up to be a classic, including one of the wildest games you could imagine. But of course, first things first, the Double T. We'll start with Tech soccer. Number 15 ranked Texas Tech will be hosting an important Big 12 match tonight against UCF. Last time out, the Red Raiders defeated the Kansas State Wildcats to improve to 13-2-2 overall. Tonight at 7, Tech will face a solid UCF team whose 5-4-1 conference record is good enough for 7th in the Big 12. The Golden Knights come into the John Walker Soccer Complex ready for a fun matchup against the Red Raiders, who are 7-2-1 in Big 12 play and hold the 3rd best record in the conference. Texas Tech will host UCF tonight at 7 p.m., so make sure to come out and support your Red Raiders as they hope to earn their 14th win on the season and potentially a top 10 ranking in the next United Soccer Coaches Poll. Texas Tech football is back on the road this Saturday as they visit the Kansas State Wildcats in an exciting Big 12 matchup. The Red Raiders head into Bill Snyder Family Stadium, having absolutely stomped the Oklahoma State Cowboys last week in a 42-0 massacre. The highlight of the game was easily the notably tortilla-less opening kickoff, when Jacoby Williams' 99-yard kick return to the house had the Jones absolutely rocking. However, the Red Raiders didn't escape the win unscathed. In the second quarter, redshirt freshman quarterback Will Hammond, who was himself filling in for injured starter Baron Morton, went down with a non-contact knee injury and did not re-enter the game. The team would later confirm Hammond had torn his right ACL and will miss the remainder of the season, a huge blow for the team and for Red Raider fans. Hammond was replaced by third-string senior QB Mitch Griffiths, who performed admirably against an Oklahoma State defense that, quite frankly, hasn't been able to stop a nosebleed this entire season. He finished 9 of 13 passing for 172 yards and a long touchdown pass to Caleb Douglas, as well as a 1-yard rushing score in 2.5 quarters of action. Thankfully, Baron Morton is expected to make his return to the starting lineup after a 2-week absence. He is just in time for the Red Raiders, who are set to face a Kansas State team that, despite an awful start to the season, is now one of the hottest teams in the country and should not be underestimated. Texas Tech currently sits at 7-1 overall and 4-1 in Big 12 play. Saturday's game will kick off at 2:30 p.m. on Fox at Bill Snyder Family Stadium in Manhattan, Kansas. Looking outside of the Texas Tech sports world, the World Series is in full swing. As of Thursday, the Toronto Blue Jays lead the series 3-2, with Game 6 set for tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in Canada. The Blue Jays have taken the past 2 games by a combined score of 12-3, but Game 3 on Monday night was just a little more exciting. In an epic 18-inning battle, yes, 18 innings, that featured 19 pitchers, more than 600 pitches thrown, and the incredible atmosphere of playoff baseball in Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles ultimately prevailed on a Freddie Freeman walk-off home run in the bottom of the 18th, his second World Series walk-off homer in the last 2 years. Shohei Ohtani reached base a postseason record 9 times in the win, including 2 homers, 2 doubles, and 5 walks. Tune in to Game 6 to make sure you don't miss the potential final game of what's been an amazing series so far. That's all for today in sports. Now, back to Jasmine and Sophia.
Thanks, Elliott. As we've mentioned throughout the newscast, the most haunted day of the year is tomorrow, and the spooky spirit has been taking over the Texas Tech campus all week.
Several colleges and departments have been getting in on the frightful fun, with a variety of terrifying activities to celebrate the holiday. Here in the College of Media and Communication, the lobby outside the Esports Gaming and Competition Lab was the site of one of the most recent Halloween-themed events, Arcane Arcade. Took place from 5:30 to 9 p.m. in the esports lobby, inviting students to stop by and put on some VR headsets or try some creepy board games. Attendees could choose from a variety of virtual gaming options, such as Ghost Giant, or Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. And around the lobby, traditional gaming tables were set up with cards, dice, boards, and gaming pieces. Students could join in on the fun or just stop by and grab some sweet treats while learning about the options available for gamers here in the college. Even if you didn't have the chance to check out the Erie event, the Esports Gaming and Competition Lab is open to all students throughout the week, and Media and Communication offers a game design and culture certificate for any major in the college. If you would like to learn more about the game design certificate or about majors offered throughout the College of Media and Communication, visit comc.ttu.edu and click on the Programs and Majors tab at the top of the page.
So, Sophia, do you have any plans for Halloween?
I have a house party tomorrow. I'm dressing up as Snoopy. What about you?
I have a party, but no costume yet. 3 parties lined up today, so maybe I'll figure out a last-minute costume. But that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.